The second that your marketing starts with 200 meters of water resistance and surface hardening treatment, you're immediately just the same as every other watch brand or micro brand on the planet, and you're probably going to fail when you try advertising. Now let me explain why. There's so many watch brands that think specs are the story. They talk about the specs and how it's amazing value for money. But when you do that, you need to have an audience before you launch the brand or some sort of other thing that's going to drive sales for the business. And the reason for that is with advertising, it just doesn't work, because when you talk about specifications and how your watches represent incredible value for money, you put your entire brand in a price comparison bracket as opposed to a marketing bracket that can be scaled into a commercially viable watch brand. You need to have a story to lead your marketing with, how the watch is made, why it has come to exist, why the watch brand that you've created actually exists. You need to have a reason to sell, a reason to market. When all you talk about in groups, in your ads, is surface hardening, water resistance, double dome sapphire crystal, you're going to fail. And it's a fact. We've now spent millions and millions on ads for watch brands, and every single time we lead with specifications, it never works in comparison to when you actually tell a story. So if you want to scale into a commercially viable watch brand, all you have to do is market properly and tell a story. If you want to be an enthusiast brand that relies on Facebook group for sale, then that's absolutely fine, and you can just talk about your surface hardening treatment. But all that's going to happen is people are going to look at you and go, oh, but that watch brand over there has the same specs for a different price, the same movement for a cheaper price, and you're not going to put yourself in a category that's one of one. You're going to be another micro brand who tries to make the best watches for the best value for money, and that's not actually how you can scale with paid advertising, because you need higher margins, you need a higher profit multiple, and the only way you can do that is by building a brand with true storytelling. So if you want to grow, if you want to run ads and be viable and have a good ROAS for your ads, then you have to have an amazing story and market and lead with that.